Good morning, students. Now, in this part, we are going to explain, we are going to understand how the derivation of the equation of motion takes place. I told you there is three equation of motion, that these three equation of motion are really so important. Then you will use three equation of motion in all the four chapters, starting four chapters of physics. So, these equation of motion are really important. You should know how can we use this equation of motion and what is the method to derive this equation of motion. So there are three equation of motion. I have to write it like V is equal to U plus AT. This is the first equation of motion. You know V is the final velocity, U is the initial velocity, and A is the acceleration, T is the time. Second, S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Where S is the displacement, again U is initial velocity, T is time, and A is acceleration. And third one is the V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. These are the three equation of motion. And in this part of video, it's a really important video because I'm going to explain you that how we can derive these equation of motion graphically. So there are two methods for derivation, but we are using only the one simple method, that is the derivation by the graph, because this is in your NCERT book. So I explained you last lecture what are the different type of graph, that is the distance time graph and the velocity time graph. And how can you find the velocity by using the dt graph, that is a distance time graph, and how can you find the speed, or we can say the velocity, acceleration and the displacement by using the velocity time graph. Or if you did not see your video, please, you have to see that video for understand these derivations, and these derivations are really so important. So first I am going to explain you the first derivation of the equation of motion. Which one? What was the first equation? That is V is equal to U plus AT. So we are using the VT graph, velocity time graph, in which we represent the time on the x-axis. You know, this is the x-axis. You draw it in a Cartesian plane. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So on x-axis we are taking the time, and on the y-axis we are taking the velocity of the body. And suppose the body starts from this point. This is the initial velocity. So this is the point A. In this graph, we are representing this point A with the initial velocity of the body. So we can say that suppose a body is moving with the initial velocity of U. And suppose it has a uniform acceleration. Acceleration means its velocity going to be changes. So after t times, since the velocity of the body is going to be changes because it has the accelerated motion. So suppose after t times, velocity changes to V. And we are representing this velocity V on the graph by the point B. B is a point on a graph which represents the final velocity of the body, which is equal to the V. So all the things which are using here, all the physical quantities which are using here should be right in a statement like so first of all you will draw the graph and write on the statement about what is U, what is V and what is T. So let a body is moving with initial velocity U, and it has a uniform acceleration. Initial velocity U, we can write it here like the point A. This is the point which show the initial velocity of the body. And the body has uniform acceleration. So after t time. So again we are talking about the time. So all the values you are using here like U, V and T, you should mention all these things like what these physical quantity are actually representing. So after t time, its velocity changes to V. So this is the final velocity of the body, and we represent this velocity by the point B. So initially the body is moving with the velocity of U and it has a uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration means its velocity going to be increases. So after t times its velocity changes to V. This is the small v. So this is the matter, this is the statement you have to write before all the three derivations. Okay, I'm writing here only once because I will explain you all the three derivations, but you have to write this statement before every derivation. So for the first derivation, we know that the first derivation is a relation between the velocity and the time. What was the first equation? V is equal to u plus at. This is the first equation of motion. And this is a relation between the velocity and the time. So first we are going to derive the first equation of motion, that is V is equal to u plus at. And it's really so easy. I explained in last lectures that for finding the acceleration for a body moving with a uniform acceleration, we have to find the slope of the graph in VT graph. If you want to find the acceleration from the VT graph, again I am telling you, if you did not see the last video, then please see that video because it's really important. If you did not see the video, you can't understand what I am going to explain you here. So पहले पुरानी वीडियो देखो, आप समझो VT ग्राफ और DT ग्राफ को कैसे यूज किया जाता है, उसके बाद ही आप ये डेरिवेशन समझ सकते हैं. So okay, now in the VT graph, if you want to find the acceleration, I told you that you have to find the slope of the graph. And what is mean by slope? Slope means this slope AB. Slope means the perpendicular and the base. The slope AB means the perpendicular and the base. For this slope, this is perpendicular, this is the base. So okay, first I am going to make a construction here. Like I draw the perpendicular here. I am writing it like the point C, and this is D, and I am writing it O. So these are the different points. Actually we have to use these points. So I have to mention the points here. So we have to find the acceleration. So acceleration means slope AB. For finding the acceleration, we have to find the slope. Slope AB means the perpendicular upon the base. Slope AB means perpendicular, that is BC, upon what is the base here? Base is AC. So perpendicular upon base is called the slope. And how can you find this length BC? If we subtract CD from this whole length BD, it means BC is equal to BD minus CD. If you want to find this length, what will you do? You will subtract this one from whole the length. And what is about the AC? AC is equal to OD. So now, you should know what is the length of BD. Actually, this point V representing this coordinate means this is a length V. This is a length V. आप इसको imagine करो कि suppose आप 5 की स्पीड से मूव कर रहे थे और 10 seconds के बाद आपकी velocity होगी 15. तो this is your final velocity. It means this line representing the point, the line representing 15 unit. So it means this BD is equal to how much? It is equal to this length, that is V. And what is about this line OA? OA will be equal to 5. देखो ये 0 है और 0 से यहाँ तक की लेंथ U है और यहाँ से यहाँ तक की लेंथ V है. ये ग्राफ है, ग्राफ आप लोगों ने मैथ्स में पढ़ा होगा. So you should know the length from origin to this point is called V, and from origin to this point is called U. So it means this length BD is equal to this one. I am representing this point is as E. So we can say that BD is equal to EO. You can write it like EO minus, and CD is equal to AO upon OD. Again, it should be clear that this length is BD minus CD. You can straightforward, you can write it like BD is equal to V है and CD is equal to U है. Or you can say that BD is equal to EO and CD is equal to AO. Now I am going to put the values here, and I am going to rub the board so you can pause video and then you can write all the statement. It's okay. Now acceleration is equal to EO minus AO. What is the length of EO? EO is V minus AO is U upon OD is T. And simply we solve it like we solve the linear equations in maths. By cross multiplication, T will be here with A. In multiplication, V minus U, and U will be there towards the left side, and it will be U plus AT is equal to V, or we can write it like V is equal to U plus AT. So this is the first derivation. It's a really important derivation because in both in other two derivations we have to derive this one. अगर आपको सेकेंड और थर्ड डेरिवेशन करनी तब भी आपको ये करना ही होगा. तो मेरे पास तो बोर्ड बहुत छोटा सा है, लेकिन प्लीज राइट डाउन दीज वैल्यूज लाइक द इक्वेशन 1. You can write it like the equation 1 and equation 2. Again I am telling you, you have to derive the first equation of motion before the derivation of the second and the third, because this one we will use in the second and the third derivation. So again you can pause video for writing the derivation, for writing this derivation. Okay, I am going to rub this one now. Now I am going to display you the second derivation. What was the second derivation? S is equal to, second equation, sorry, S is equal to ut plus half at square. This is the second equation of motion. So first, in the statement which we have already written earlier, where we have to mention that the distance covered by the body is s. In the last, you will write the statement like the body cover the distance s. Okay. So for the second derivation, again you do the first derivation like this. I am going to rub it because I need a space for derivation. I can't turn the pages like your notebook. So you can write the equations like first and the second equation. We will use this equation in second derivation. So for the second derivation by the VT graph, we know that for finding the displacement by the VT graph, we have to find the, yes, I know most of you did not see the video. So again I am telling you, before going through the derivation, you have to see the first video, because it was really important video in which I explained you how can you find the displacement from the VT graph. Okay, so for finding the displacement from the VT graph, we have to find the area. Now, in this case, this is a body which starts from the point A, having the velocity u, and actually the final velocity of the body is v. Now, if we want to find the displacement, yeah, distance covered by the body, we have to find the area of this whole portion, this whole. Okay, we have to find the area of this portion. Okay, I am taking the another marker. Okay, I am not getting my marker now. Okay. So we will find out the area of this portion. So this portion is actually in the form of trapezium, or we can say it is, first one is the triangle and second one is the rectangle. We can divide this figure A, B, D, O in the two parts. First one, this is a triangle, and second one, this is a rectangle. So we will say that the displacement of the body, displacement S, is equal to area of quadrilateral, or we can say trapezium ABDO. ABDO. Or we can say, we can divide it into two parts, the triangle plus rectangle. So we will say like area of triangle ABC plus area of rectangle AODC. AODC. So area of triangle plus area of rectangle, we can say, will be the displacement. By finding the area of the triangle and the rectangle, we can find the displacement of the body. So what's about the triangle ABC, area of triangle ABC? Area means 1 upon 2 base into height. For a right angle triangle, we know that area is equal to 1 upon 2 base into height. So what is the length of base? It is AC. And height is BC. Plus area of rectangle. Rectangle means the area of, length multiplied the breadth. So we can say the length is OD and breadth is AO or CD. 1 upon 2 into, what is the length of AC here? AC is T, or we can say AC is equal to OD. So you can write directly the value T, or otherwise you can write it AC or is equal to OD. Multiply with the BC. BC, okay. BC means BD minus CD. I explained you in the first part that BC is equal to BD minus CD plus OD multiply AO. Now what will you do? We will put the values here. 1 upon 2 into what is the length of OD? It is T. BD is again V. And CD is how much? It is U. Plus OD, T. And AO is U. Again, you can pause video for writing the statement. It's really important. So what we are doing? We are finding the area of this triangle plus the area of this rectangle. And the area of the triangle we know that 1 upon 2 base into height, and area of rectangle is L into P. So base is AC, we can say AC equal to OD hai na? And height is BC. And we can find the length BC by BD minus CD. Okay. So please write this one. Okay, now I am going to rub this part from here, because again I am telling you that we have to use these equations. So now what we have now, S is equal to half into T V minus U plus UT. Now from this second equation, which we have derived in first equation of motion, we know that V minus U is equal to AT. So we can put the value of V minus U from the equation second. So again I am telling you, for the second derivation you have to do the first derivation again. 1 upon 2 into T into, and what is the value of V minus U? It is equal to AT plus UT. Now you have to write here from equation 2. So it is 1 upon 2 AT square plus UT. Or we can say S is equal to UT plus half AT square. This is the second derivation. Okay. Now I am not going to explain you the third derivation with these two derivations, because most of the students get confused in all doing the three derivations side by side. So I am taking a break. Yeah, we can say that we are taking a break for the third derivation. So you will practice for both the derivation, first and the second derivation, and then after the third derivation I explained you numericals of this chapter. Okay, bye.